Hello, friends and family. We made it. I don't know about you guys, but October was intense. It really was a month of reflecting, going back, really busy, really overwhelming, really felt like
I'm trying to connect.
It does this every time. So every time, the amount of effort put in regards to the amount of work that came out, probably didn't feel like it was correlating. Yeah, it was one of those months, and that's, you know, a lot of planets were in retrograde. A lot of huge planets, well, to me all the planets are massive, but a lot of the, you know, deeply personal planets, or in signs that were very transformative, were in action. So it was definitely a tense month. I've just got in my head, Looks Like We've Made It, by Shania Twain. And yeah, that's how it feels. I would sing it, but I'm not going to do that to you. The good news is November has a complete and utter energy shift. You may have felt it around the full moon, the lovely blue moon, which I know, sorry my Australian friends, that's not for you guys. Your blue moon is this month. Our blue moon was last month. But yeah, it was for both hemispheres. It was it felt like a huge release, a lot of, you know, because it was Scorpio Taurus, being connected, being connected to your spiritual self, your inner self, but also finding that comfort and that soft place for you to land, you know, the Taurus energy. That's the polarity. You may have had a lot of movement in places that have been stagnated before. For me, how it's played out, 3 of my friends have found out either their move-in dates, signed a lease, or all to do with moving. That was a lot of the that's a particular way that energy could have played out, but it also, because of the planets that have been retrograde, is, you know, the emotional ties, the emotional feelings that we've had, full moon emotions, you know, something sudden can have made you change your perspective on things, and now you're probably feeling a little bit more optimistic. Now, if you haven't started feeling the optimism yet, you may begin to feel it in the next couple of days. The energy asks for a change of perspective, to view things in a new lens. Mercury was one of the planets that was going retrograde last month. It finally turns direct on the 3rd. It will still be in Scorpio. Now, in my last video, because it was retrograde, that Scorpio could have made you say, or tempted you to say a few harsh words, or lash out, or get a little bit angry. However, now, with it being direct, you are more able to formulate the words in a way that allow you to speak with emotional maturity, but also from a level that is clear and articulates the message so you can be understood, and so you can understand those around you. It will move from Scorpio to Libra, which shows that there'll be more fairness, more understanding, now we still will have other planets in retrograde, Uranus, Mars, Chiron. They're still oh, and of course Neptune. They're still making their movements in retrograde. However, luckily by the end of this month, 3 of those 5 will be direct, which there still might be, because obviously October was so tense, there still might be times of trying to find your bearings and trying to, from being stagnated and nothing materializing, you might find that the energy, the opposite is happening and it's all coming at once. I'd recommend grounding activities, focusing your energy on the things that are important, not stretching yourself too thin. The crystal I'd recommend for this month is pyrite, this little baby here, also known as fool's gold. Isn't she a beauty? If you don't have pyrite, a lot of people have lapis lazuli, which has that in it. That's more, it's depending on what you want to do with it. I'm recommending this because pyrite works with creativity, logic, practicality, but also the main thing, main reason I want to recommend it, because it helps with memory. Neptune will still be retrograde till the end of the month, and Mars will be retrograde till mid-month. I'm going to go back to Mars, but I want to stick with Neptune for a little while. Neptune, as it goes retrograde, it will begin to make square to the nodes, which is our karmic links. Now, if a lot of past memories may have been coming up last month and this month, and we might have been rationalizing and trying to come to terms with them, as well as releasing a lot of the unwanted energy that goes with it. Pyrite is it's a protective stone, which shields you from any negative vibrations. Negative vibrations that can be from those surrounding you, but from also your inner self. It will allow you to step out of the victimhood, and work on your emotional level from a place that's more heart-centered, and that can help transform and be healing for you. It helps with understanding the depth of the words people say, seeing them a little bit clearer, and helping you step into that heartfelt space. Which with Neptune retrograde, we can, with squaring those nodes, we are really coming to terms with a lot of karmic links. Memories are surfacing, and sometimes they can be painful because Chiron's retrograde as well. But what really is challenging you is taking that energy and turning it into something that will make you more powerful. We are in Scorpio season. Transform it. For people with strong Capricorn placements, or have been going through their Saturn's return, this will be particularly focused as you. You may feel the more practicality focusing, and like that you're able to articulate your message better. Around the beginning of your Saturn's return, the Saturn's returners, you may have met a couple of karmic links. Now is the time for you to clear the energy with them. You don't necessarily need to speak to them for this to happen, but you can clear the energy within you and your relationship with that person. It's a time, so we got for the third time Jupiter conjunct Pluto this month, and it's really the whole focus of this year has been, because they've been bouncing around each other, is letting go of old belief systems that no longer serve you, new perspectives, and gaining a new inner knowledge, inner trust, and finding the power within that, and finding the power within you. Now, Mars has been retrograde for 2 months, which it's in its home sign of Aries. It's retrograde has been a little bit longer than usual, and feelings of anger, frustration, all may have been surfacing. As it goes direct, it's an opportunity to find, again, your power in the situation. It happens just before the new moon in Scorpio, so both of them are ruled by Pluto, Mars and Scorpio, or original, yeah. Anyway, so as it goes direct, I would recommend finding a way to center yourself, and then the new moon, being able to set intentions of where you want to go, what you want to do, and how you're gonna in 6 months be in a place where you feel more in control of your life. The energy can be quite full on and quite intense, but all transformative things are. Now, with it's not just all, well, it's actually a really positive month. Lots of action, less stagnation, more happiness, more, even though some of us in England are going in lockdown, there's still there's a more optimistic energy. There is a more optimistic energy, which is really inviting. there's also a longing for deep connection, and feeling more connected and more in touch with the people that you love. This is not just romantic. It can be, you know, your friendships, your family members, you know, just finding that link that makes you feel emotionally bonded to them. As Venus enters Scorpio, that's where you might be feeling a little bit, there might be more sexual energy, which is lovely. And then to round it off, we're going to be finishing with the full moon in Gemini. Now, this full moon will be a lunar eclipse. As the nodes are in Sagittarius and Gemini, and we're having strong aspects with both of these months, this is going to be a really, really powerful full moon. It will be an excellent time for you to let go of any limiting beliefs, any feelings of just limiting self-belief, really. You know, with Gemini, a Gemini moon can be, you know, you're in your head quite a lot. It's quite busy, lots of movement in the head, and it's not always positive. Whereas I would recommend using this full moon to channel any negative self-talk that you may have, recognize it, and again, that's switching perspectives. Take that energy and turn it into something positive for you. You know, if you really do feel the negative self-talk, write the sentence that you feel and then switch it into its opposite, and then write it as an affirmation. So if you're, I'm a weak person, switch that. Start writing, I am a strong person. I can't do this. No, you can do this. Those are all your own negative self-beliefs. And it might, you know, feel hard because October you may have been trying and nothing was materializing. November helps you see more fruitations to your labor, and it encourages you to keep going. Yeah, that's the update from me. Would love to hear what you guys think of the video, and how, if you watched last month's video, please send me a private message to let me know how it played out for you. I'd love to know. I'm fully booked for readings in November, natal chart readings. However, I am taking bookings for December. I will be doing a new offer if you want to be booked in. So it'd be £50 plus 3 months transit. So usually it'd be just £50 for the natal reading, but I'm adding 3 months transits with that. All right, lovely to speak to you all, and I hope to connect with you over this lovely technology, seeing as we're all in lockdown. Lots of love.